We got the hot seat today. Coach Suzie, she's going to get on. She's going to get in the hot seat. She's going to take her chances with being in the hot seat. How do you think she's going to do today? I think she's going to do great. I think Coach Suzie is going to be great on this hot seat. There she is, Coach Suzie. She showed up to the hot seat. She made it.
I made it. I was having internet issues. I'm like, no, not right now. Don't do this.
She made it, y'all.
I'm
Coach
ready.
Suzie. She
Yes.
is an intuitive life coach with a
Yes.
passion for assisting trauma and abuse survivors with restoring their confidence and loving themselves unconditionally beyond the abuse of their past and thriving successfully in life beyond any mental barrier. Thank you so much for coming, Coach Suzie.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be in the hot seat.
I'm excited. All right, we ready. Here we go. I told people if they got questions, they have questions for you to put in the comments, and we just going to hit you with them.
Yes. All right.
So,
let's go.
Tell us a time where you had a good boss and what made them a good boss.
A good boss. Actually, I have had some amazing bosses, but my most favorite boss would have to be a man named Jeff Weeks. And I say that because he just treated me like I was his friend and not his employee. And that made me want to work harder for him. That made me want to be there on time. That made me want to put in, to go above and beyond, because he didn't treat me like I was just an employee. He treated me like I mattered, like I was somebody to him. And like, he wouldn't say my full name. He would just say, "Hey," because my name is Ayana, but I go by Suzie. I will be changing it, but he just called me A. He would be like, "Hey, like, could you do this?" And I had an opportunity to move to another department. He was like, I can't let you go. He was like, I cannot let you go. He was like, and I don't want to be the reason to hold you back, but I don't have anybody to replace you. Like, he was just honest. He was like transparent. And it was just like, I'm not trying to hold you back, but you're a great employee for me. And I'm going to be selfish.
Right.
Keep
right.
But I ended up I was working for, the company was called Alcoa, and we built we did forged aluminum wheels for like Daimler and Harley Davidson, Chrysler, GM. Those were my customers. I was a customer account manager. And eventually the department ended up dissolved. They came to us like November of 2007 and said, "Hey, with the car, you remember that whole market crash and all that other stuff with the car companies and stuff like that." And it was just like, you guys were going to be getting rid of positions. I found out I was pregnant in January, and they fired, it was like, it's time. And I stayed on unemployment. I received severance, but that was probably the best boss, and the boss that had the greatest impact in me, because he saw something more in me. And he was honest and open, and he was like, "I don't ever want to make you think that I'm trying to hold you back, but you're a good employee. You're a great employee. You're a great asset to my team, and I can't let that go right now." He was thinking about himself, but he was honest about it. And that's what I like about it, is that he was honest. Some bosses will be like, "Oh yeah, I gave you a great review," and they really didn't, but he was honest and was like, "To be honest, I can't lose you. I can't lose you on this team. So no."
Okay. On that, without saying their name, a bad boss that you've had, and what made them a bad boss?
Okay, so I won't say her name, although I love the company that I work for. But what made her a bad boss was that she did not stick up for her team. Like, she kind of threw us under the bus. Like, she didn't have our back when it was concerning a different department. So like, I worked in reimbursement finance. I did insurance reimbursement for the patients. And, she would side with operations. Like, she wouldn't side with her team. Like, she didn't go to bat for us, but her boss did. Like, her boss would go to bat for us, but she wouldn't. So, but I love the company that I work for. I just didn't. She was a great boss, but she wasn't a great boss in that. Like, I liked her as a person, I guess, but wouldn't hang out with her personally because I know she wouldn't have my back.
Okay. So tell us about what makes a good teammate, a team player, a co-worker. What is a good team player or good team worker for you? And have you ever had any?
Absolutely. I actually was a senior reimbursement rep at that company with the boss that I didn't care for. So I oversaw like training, and I was like a leader on the communication board to like, foster good relationships with coworkers. And so what I would consider a good team player is just someone who is there to support you. It may not be constant support, but like if you're having an issue and you say, hey, is there anything that I can help you with? And they're like, oh yeah, I need this. But then help that person with that.
Right.
I know that, sometimes our lives get busy and we're not always going to be able to be there like every time to support, but just to know that you have that support system. I believe communication is key.
Mm-hmm.
When supporting other people, I let them know, hey, I got a lot of stuff on my plate this week, but I'm gonna try to get on your lives, like,
Right.
this day and this day, because I just think that's important with the team, because we in teams, we want to see each other rise. It's not
Right.
about the individual, it's about us, because when we work together and collaborate together, we raise each other, and then that raises, our paycheck.
Exactly.
That raises our numbers. You know what I'm saying? If we work together and not working against each other. And so that's really what I did at that company, was kind of like got a group together so we could, like put differences aside. Like, you ain't got to be best friends
Right.
with that person at work. You know what I'm saying? But be an adult for the common goal, because there's a common goal, especially when you are employed. Mm-hmm. Even when you're, because now I'm on the other side of that. I'm able to employ other people, but it's still one common goal, and that is to work together for the greater good, not just the company, but the individuals, the customers, the patients, that's what it's about. It's about delivering the product and getting the things out on time. Put your differences aside. At the end of the day, you don't have to say nothing else to that person, but for those 8 hours in that day, be a professional, be an adult, and work with that person on a professional level. Nobody asked you to go home and sleep with them. Nobody asked you to have a relationship with them. But for the good of the company, work with that person.
Okay. Now, on that, what makes a bad teammate, and have you ever had one?
Absolutely. You always do. You always do it. So I think it's one. I think they say you get one at every job or something like that. There's always one or something like that. And so the bad coworker, I really don't like the good and bad, but the coworker that is all about me, and like, okay, say an employee has an appointment or has to be out, and your boss asks you to pick up their work while they're out so that they don't, get behind or whatever, especially if you have free time.
Right.
And it's just like, well, they don't ever help me nobody ever helped me when I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just like that kind of mentality, that kind of attitude is very detrimental, especially in business. Like in business, like I said before, you got to really learn how to suck it up. You really do have to learn how to really suck up your pride. You know what I'm saying? Because it is for the greater good. And when you are actually hitting numbers, like, and doing all this stuff, it's recognized. You get bonuses, you get raises, and people don't understand this. So like, when you're not willing to help the next person, then the whole company suffers. And that's the thing, when you are working with employees, is that it really is a team effort. There's no I in team. And sometimes you just got to swallow your pride, throw on a fake smile you have to.
That's
and like I said before, it's 8 hours. You only have to deal with that person for 8 hours. And then after that, go and woosah and click, like it's 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, that's right.
You're going to have to deal with these personalities in your own business. If you ever want to be like a business owner, you're going to deal with different personalities. So if you can't suck it up in real world or in another person's business, then you might not make it in your own business.
So let me ask you this. The Suzie that's sitting here today, that's who's talking. Mm-hmm. So I want to talk to the Coach Suzie 10 years ago. 10 years ago, how would Coach Suzie deal with a coworker or a teammate who didn't pull their own weight? Would she deal with it the same way this one is? Or would she deal with it different?
Well, you know what? I have pretty much always been a team player because I want to see everybody win. That's just always been my philosophy, because I know what it's like not to win. I know what it's like to be on the losing end of life, if you would. So I've always kind of been that motivator, that cheerleader, even if people didn't motivate me, you know, and sometimes that did hurt. That did hurt a lot, because it was like, wow, you know, I wouldn't do that to people. But the more that I grew, it was like the universe was like, don't concern yourself with what they're doing. Be you. Be you. So did it hurt? Absolutely. But I always saw it as, you know, it is for the greater good. And the thing that happened to me was I got the advances. I got the bonuses. I got the dollar raises. Because even if nobody was assisting me when I was out, and a lot of times before I would go on vacation, I would make sure all my stuff was, you know, like kind of catch up on my stuff. And and the stuff that I had to leave to people, I would, you know, it would be like little. So it's like, because I know that a lot of times people are not going to have your back like you have their back. So what I said before, sometimes you got to suck it up, you know, and it's like the universe blesses me, even if you don't help me, even if you don't support me, because I put that energy out there, I get it back. You know, have I always had a good attitude about it? Probably not. You know, 10 years ago, Suzie probably would have been like, you know, like, you know what? I ain't gonna say that or something like that, or, you know, whatever. But now it's just like, you know what? I'm a support anyway. And I know I'm gonna get it back in return. You know, so it doesn't matter if you don't support me or whatever. It doesn't matter if you don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna get it back anyway. You know, so
let me ask you this. Is energy important for work?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you tell me why it's important? Why you think it's important at work? Just good energy, good vibes. Why do you think that is important to you?
Well, okay, so you're going to have both, okay? You're going to have both at a job. So you have to know how to maintain your own energy. It's only about your energy. So make sure you are going in there with good energy. It doesn't matter what anybody else's energy looks like. And that's true in real life. Focus on your energy. And I believe in having good energy because it makes you more productive. It makes you happier. You know, like I'm the type of coworker that gets there like 15 minutes early, so I could get my coffee, so I could go stop at everybody's office and be like, good, you know, so I'm bringing the sunshine in. I'm bringing the sunshine in. So it don't matter if you got an attitude for that day or what you're going through. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing this morning? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just always who I've always been, you know, and getting there to, you know, to really get myself together, right? Get my mind frame right, you know. But before I go to work, even being my own boss, I get up at least 2 hours before my daughter is scheduled to get up to get myself in the right frame of mind. You know, you have to be in that good energy space because we all deal with shit every day, you know, like none of us are immune to that, you know. So, but when you wake up in a good mindset, in a good attitude, no matter what is going on, it changes. It changes the atmosphere. And even those people who got up on the wrong side of the bed end up coming around about, you know, like afternoon time. It's like, oh, I'm glad to see that you came around, you know. But you have more energy to produce. You get your work done. You know, you're not focused on stuff. You know, when you're in a good energy space, it seems like time just goes, you know. You like That's pumping stuff out, you know what I'm saying? You like pumping stuff out, and then once you're done, you like, I killed it today.
That's That's right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So you need to have that good energy. But I'm also a firm believer of the balance,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel that because I am that positive person, the negative energy actually helps me grow. It
Mm-hmm.
actually helps me grow because it's a
It
challenge. Because
feeds
it's
you.
like it feeds me, because it's like you got to deal with them type. It's a training for me, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to deal with these type of people in my community. So I use that negative energy as my fuel. It's my fuel to continue to motivate me. When people say you can't do it, or when they reject me, it's like, watch
Mm-hmm.
me. You
Mm-hmm.
know.
So let me ask you this: you are hiring. What type of employee would you be looking for? What would they have to have?
Okay, so I hired somebody recently, right? And we hit a little bump. And so what I told her was, I said, I got, I need to let you know this up front. I am not a micromanager. I don't micromanage people because I'm a leader,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe in other people's gifts and talents. I would not have hired you if I did not believe in your work. And I'm going to give you the information that I want you to produce, but you are your own business. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot be on the shoulders of another business owner. We are collaborators, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I can't continue to chase behind you where my work is concerned. So I'm letting you know now that I'm an autonomous coach. I'm an autonomous partner. I believe in freedom. I believe in people using their own gifts, their own talents, because that's what we're here for. I'm not your boss. I'm not over your head micromanaging. I have too much stuff to deal with on my own. So
Mm-hmm.
this is what I need from you. And if you're not able to produce that, then I have no problem finding somebody else, because I got too much on my plate. And the reason why I hired you was because I needed that off of my plate, because that was taking up a lot of my time. And if I got to constantly just chase behind, no, that's taking more of my time. And the reason why I hired you was to relieve me of some time so that I could work on other things,
That's
So,
right.
but we had that conversation, and I told her, I said, I love your work. I absolutely love it. But I'm not afraid to walk away and find somebody else, because I can't follow up behind people, because I got a lot of stuff on my plate,
Right.
and I wanted that, but we got it all settled out, and it was great. So I just need someone who is a self-starter, that they can work on their own. I need other business professionals, and that's who I'm looking for. Like I'm getting ready to hire me an editing person, because I do not enjoy editing the video. So if I can just record them, and you can get me some bomb ass videos out there,
Mm-hmm.
then that's what I want. So but I need a self-starter. I need somebody who is autonomous as well, or knows how to work on their own without me constantly. I just want to send over the information. You show me what you did. I'll let you know if I like it or not. You go back to the drawing board. If it's good to go, post it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but that's it. I need somebody who knows how to work on their own, because I'm not a micromanager. I can't. It messes with my energy. I need to be
Right.
able to trust that you, a business owner, that you gonna do your job, because I'm
Right.
over here doing my job. So I'm gonna
Right.
get you the
That's right.
information that you need on time, on the deadline. I just need for you to do your job. That's it.
That's it.
That's
That's the type of person you're looking for.
That's
Y'all show Coach Suzie some love in tonight and
it.
today. She did a great job in the hot seat. She didn't know what questions I was gonna ask. She was able to answer them. So tell them how they can get in contact with you, and explain to them exactly what you do, because you got a lot of people on here who don't exactly know what you do. You got it.
Okay. So I am an intuitive life coach, helping trauma and abuse survivors restore their confidence, because when you have experienced trauma and abuse, it has you with low self-esteem, low self-confidence. You don't believe in yourself, and so that's what I do. I just walk them through 30 days of teaching them how to really love themselves unconditionally, beyond anything that they've experienced in their past, beyond any mental barrier, because a lot of people allow depression, anxiety, PTSD, ADHD be their life, when it's only a puzzle, a piece of the puzzle. I just did a YouTube video where I showed a puzzle. You are a complete puzzle, and your mental barrier is one little piece. people make that the whole puzzle. And
That's
so
right.
what I'm teaching people is how to make their mental barrier the little piece for them to appreciate all that they are, and also to love that little piece of themselves and to use it to their advantage. Because what I found is that my mental barriers are actually a blessing. You know, they're actually a blessing, and they actually help me to create more. So, you know, don't look at it as a negative, use it as a positive in your life. And also learn how to practice more self-care and more self-love, because that's the reason why a lot of us are stressed and depressed, because we're not feeding that inner child. The inner child is begging for fun and laughter and excitement. You know, we can get so caught up in this whole business thing and work and making money and paying bills that we forget to live. And so this is what I'm teaching in my 30-day community, is really how to live a happy, healthy, holistic life with a mental barrier, and to love yourself unconditionally beyond anything in your past, because you can thrive successfully and happily when you learn how to take care of yourself. Because that's the missing piece. You know, you were beat up about your mental illness. You were probably talked about your mental illness. So it's all about loving that part of yourself and thriving with that. So that's what I do. I just, you know, intuitively guide people, lovingly, nurturingly, but I'm also assertive. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not your micromanager. I'm there as a friend holding your hand, but you got to do the work. You got to do the work. I can't do the work for you. I can't do it for you. And you're going to get the most out of it by participating in the discussion and asking the questions and answering the questions.
How can they find you?
You can find me here on IG. It is coaching _ Suzie. You can find me on TikTok. Same handle, coaching _ Suzie. Not really that active on like Facebook and stuff like that, but I'm on Facebook at Suzie Ayana Suttles. You can visit my website to find out more information. That is SuzieSuttles.com. And I think that's it.
Coach Suzie in the hot seat. You did a good job.
Thank
okay?
you.
You okay, right?
Yeah, I'm great. Yeah.
You did good. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Suzie. I do appreciate it.
I appreciate you for having me and inviting me. It was a pleasure to be here, Belinda.
Absolutely. I'll see you later.
All righty. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.